How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Another week down, another race video for you guys. Today, me and Jake will be rocking the maroon kits, and we're racing down in Rock Hill, South Carolina. It is the first day of the Hincapie Spring Series. This is an 8-race series with 4 criteriums and 4 road races sprinkled in. Today, me and Jake are doing our very first P123 race. We're both Cat 3s, and it's early on the season, and we're looking to get some experience and see how this is going to go. Well, from the gun, you can see way up in the camera, the field is already strung out coming down this fast sweeping downhill. And if you look up at the track map, super important today, the wind is outrageous. This was anywhere from 20 to 25 miles an hour winds, gusts in between there, and it was brutal. So if you're like me, like a goober, started in the back, couldn't get up to the line quick enough, you're starting in the back, and I'm having to chase the entire time. Well, if you guys aren't familiar with this course, or if you haven't watched one of these videos on our channel before, this course is more of a circuit. It is a dedicated bike track, racing track for us that they built out here at this complex. You can see you can see the stadium lights in the right. That is a world-class BMX pump track facility, phenomenal. And so right next to it, they built us this circuit criterium course. It's really big. It's 1.1 miles. It's open spaces, and it's up on the top of a hill. So with today's crazy winds, you couldn't get away. You couldn't escape because guys were doing so good at guttering people. The pace was so fast. You had to be really strong. And for me, it was just trying to survive as long as I could. My main goal was to try and survive to 10 minutes, and hopefully the pace was going to slow down a little bit. But we're going to play this whole clip out. There's no cutting today because, unfortunately, I'm going to get popped relatively quick, and we're going to talk about maybe some ways I could have done better, some different tactics going forward, and then we can work into day 2. All right, we just finished lap 1 right here, and again, you can see the field's already stretched out. This is a field of about 65 to 70. It showed up to the line. Got some good B-roll right here, give you a good idea of how many guys we've got in the field. And there was some strong, really, really strong guys that showed up to this race. And this section in the course is a long downhill. We go into a sweeping, fun left-hander. This is like the only part of the course that you could rest, but I'm in the back, so I've got to move up right here. Because if I don't move up, I'm going to be killing myself in the back trying to chase the entire time. Thought I was taking these corners really well. Some other guys around me in the rear were grabbing brakes and really making it tough for them and myself to get out of that corner. There was a good example of a good corner, but you can see pumped down watts. I'm consistently trying to close gaps, and it's anytime I'm on the power or on the pedals, I'm going to be doing like over 300 to 400 watts to try and catch these guys and try and move up and stay on a wheel because the winds are so bad. And then right here, the leaders do a great job by keeping everybody on the left side of the track as we transition to the left, and the wind comes from right to left. And this is probably one of the better laps right here where everyone starts getting, 4 wide, 5 wide, and I can really be sheltered from the wind and feel comfortable and recover a little bit coming up this hill. We take this nice hairpin right here. Guys get a little jumbled up. I take it nice and smooth, gain a couple spots right there. But now the wind is on my left and it's killing me. So I'm pumping out a ton of watts to try and maintain wheels and stay safe. And then you constantly have people all over the place. This Hincapie rider in front of me, junior rider, he already raced today. He's tired. He's dropping wheels, moving around the field, forward and back, really inconsistent. So you've got to watch for people. You've got to always be head on a swivel, looking for guys, making sure they're not going to give up in front of you, so you don't get dropped. My heart rate's at 180. My max is like 198. So the start of this race was really fast. I've done this course a ton of different times. I've raced a ton of laps on it. I set a PR like the first or second lap. That's how fast the pace was, even with the unreal amount of wind. But teammate Jake's in here somewhere. Our main goal was really just to survive. You know, this was the first one of the season for us, like I said, in this category of a P123 race, and we were just really unsure what to expect. And with the conditions being as atrocious as they were, we knew it was going to be extremely hard for us to finish the race, just because how the direction of this course and how hard it is to play out. So we do race here on the following day, so on the Sunday. So be on the lookout for that video, guys. We've got that one coming out too. It'll be in a week or two, and we'll post it. We actually go the opposite direction, and the tactics play out a lot differently and are more in our favor, especially for someone that may not be as strong or trying to, you know, increase their skill level. But you can see in front of me, they're so strung out, and it's really hard to tell in the video, but coming down that hill, there's so many just random gusts of wind, and when you're in the drops and you're punching out power, you're just constantly like on edge. You never know if a guy's going to get blown into you or if you're going to actually get blown into somebody else. And so it was extremely stressful. I should have done a way better job at the beginning of the race to line up early, get on the front, and, you know, at the end of the day, like, I could have at least like rolled back into the peloton if I wasn't feeling as strong. But at least I would have given myself a fair chance to be in the front and not have to do all this work. Right there, you see this coming out of this left-hand hairpin. People are getting pinched, and now I'm having to put out 600, 500 watts. Like, just unreal to stay on people's wheel. This was really fun to race with all these guys and all these people. Like, I love racing with just huge groups in fields, but it was so tough. Right here in this section of the course, the wind is at our back, but we're going so fast. I'm still doing 300, 400 watts in this section to stay on people's wheels, because people are just blowing off left and right, and you have to keep your head on a swivel. As we transition sweep right, the field is all strung out. The leaders are doing a great job by staying on one side of the course, guttering people when they can. Super smart racing tactics on their part. And we're like, this guy's out of saddle. Who knows how many watts he's trying to put down to close that gap. And it's just brutal. You could not escape the wind. Normally, if the winds are normal conditions, which since this track is on top of a hill, you always get like a little bit of a gust of wind, or like the winds are always a little faster than if you were down low at the bottom of the hill or something. But you just, with them being over 20 miles an hour today, you couldn't escape. And where I normally recover, which is on this downhill, or when I take the sweeping left-hander to the big downhill, you know, I can recover. And I try to do my best right here to gain as many spots as I can in this corner where guys were braking, slowing up. But as you can see in front of me, like, guys are peeling off left and right. They're trying everything they can to stay on wheels and close the gap down. But really, really tough. This is going to be, I'm about to get popped right here. Unfortunately, if you look at this Hincapie rider on the left, he starts dialing back, and the two guys that were in front of me see that, and they charge to close the gap. And I was probably had my head down or trying not to get blown off the track. I just had a lapse of judgment just for probably 4 seconds and let a gap open up between me and the guy in front of me, and boom, look what happens. Dude, my race is done. Game over, day's done. I lasted, what are we at? We're at 9 minutes. I lasted 9 minutes for a 60-minute crit. Congratulations to me. And when they're pumping 24 miles up the hill, you know, and I let a gap open up, even just a 5-yard, 10-yard gap, with this wind, no chance. Dunzo. So anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. Short and sweet. Yo, if the wind's bad, use it to your favor. Punish guys in the rear, gutter people, learn from those mistakes. Again, be on the lookout for day 2 video of Rock Hill, where we run this track in reverse. The winds are just as fast, but the racing's a lot better. Catch you on the next one.